Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Listen to this, you guys. A lady exposes most common Poshmark scam. Most common. After her Chanel purse is marked delivered but never arrives, as reported by the Daily Dot. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already here on the tubes. You can push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Again, access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together. Thank you to all my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday. You're all welcome to join the chats in the live convo happening here. Yay, everybody. Hi. Hello, hello. Tickle, tickle. Hey, Lanier. Tickle, tickle. Marcus. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. So, you guys, the Daily Dot is telling us that they got the news from this lady. Everything I'm saying in this video is alleged. It's for entertainment purposes only. You know, you gotta say it, and we say it. Listen, and even the article starts with after allegedly getting scammed, because even the article writers, so apparently there's this lady on one of the social media platforms. She has her platform, her profile, her channel, whatever you want to call it. And she shared her story with Poshmark. So I'm going to try to dissect it together with you, and also to help you and warn you in case you are encountering similar issues. Danny Dummeyer says, OMG, this happened to me when I tried to buy a vintage Coach bag on Poshmark. Well, there you go, Danny. We're going to talk about it now. Listen, so this lady purchases on Poshmark a vintage Chanel bag. Okay. Now, the sale goes through, she pays, and she sends with the payment the address, right? The seller gets, prints out the form to stick on the packet and send it off. So what happens is she then sees that the package has been sent. She can track the package. So she is tracking the package, and at a certain point, let's say 2 or 3 days later, she updates her tracking status and it says that the package has been delivered. So obviously, important to note, she claims allegedly that she has been, the day in which the package has allegedly arrived, she was home the whole day. So nobody rang the door. She knows personally the postman. Apparently it's a smaller part of town where she knows everybody at the post, the postman. That type of town, it seems, where you even know your baker. Oh, good old days. So no package is in front of the door. So she's like, well, they didn't ring the doorbell. The postman knows me. The postman would not just leave a package in front of my door and not let me know. So then she goes to the post because, she's trying to figure out what is going on here. Now, at this point, she's also writing Poshmark, because she wrote to Poshmark saying, hey, I bought this Chanel bag through Poshmark. I paid. It says it's delivered. Poshmark says, not our issue, because the person who sold the product received the money, we see, or, has proof of sending the product to you. So now this is a problem between you and the post. You have to start, you have to open up an official search through the post. And if the post lost your package, then the post is going to have to reimburse you. We don't have to reimburse you. But since she knows everybody working at that post, allegedly, she goes to the post and says, hey, it says that the package was delivered. I was home all day. The package wasn't delivered. What happened to the package? So the people that she knows at the post look into it and they check the exact address and they say, oh, interesting. The address is actually almost your address. It's just like a different number. So basically the seller photoshopped her address and then reprinted the scannable sticker for the packet with a slightly altered address and sent it to that address instead. So this parcel, the post told her, arrived, let's say, I'm just shooting some weird, let's say 2 blocks ahead or 2 or 3 houses further down. So she runs to that address which is very similar to her address, and she finds an actual, this is all alleged, envelope, not a package, an open envelope that arrived to that destination, but obviously she doesn't live there. So the address, the house number, street number is correct, but the name isn't correct. So whoever, I guess, got the package, got that letter, not a package, just left it there, opened it, and just threw it away or left it there. She alleges to have found it there, not a package, but a letter, and the letter was empty. So obviously now she has the proof, because first of all, not a package was sent, but a letter instead. In that letter envelope, no bag can fit in. So she contacts POSHMARK again, and she starts pressing on them and saying, hey, look, I have the proof. The package was sent just a couple of addresses away from me. It's not a box, it's a letter, so I was obviously scammed. At that point, POSHMARK finally answered her. I guess she also allegedly asked for like a human and not a bot to talk to her, because we all know how terrible it is when you try to communicate with any sort of customer services anywhere, really. You always get to talk to bots. You don't get to talk to humans anymore, because these multi-billion corporations want to save even more money by not hiring people. So at that point, POSHMARK tells her, oh, yeah, they give her to talk to a real person, and the real person says, oh yeah, this is actually something that's been happening. We're working on it to fix it. We're trying to find new measures to prevent this sort of activities on POSHMARK. I'm like, really? But you made her go through hell to get to the point where you actually gave her her money back and accepted the fact that it was a scam. Because at the beginning, POSHMARK allegedly just told her, hey, sorry, this is up to the post. This is not our mistake. But then later on, when she had more evidence and proof of the scam, then POSHMARK was like, okay, we're going to reimburse you your money. So be very careful, you guys. This is happening on POSHMARK, but it could happen anywhere else, really, because I had a similar situation with eBay where I bought something and it never arrived. The tracking number also stated at a certain point delivered, but that scammer was more dumb because they put a completely different address. So it was kind of easier to prove the whole situation. But what I'm trying to tell you is they're trying to scam you everywhere they can. Be very, very careful. And I do not like the attitude of POSHMARK trying to first think, oh, well, if the consumer is dumb, we can wipe it off easily, this issue. We don't have to give her money back if we manage to just push the blame onto the post. So let the post deal with her. I don't like that attitude, POSHMARK. I think that's vile and it's deceitful, especially if you know, because you allegedly told her later that this is a situation that's been going down on POSHMARK and that you're trying to, prevent it from happening in the future. Then why do you do this? Why do you try to trick her into believing that it's the post's fault when it's your system that's flawed because you allow these mistakes to happen? So, terrible situation. I'm glad she got her money back. If in the United States, use informed delivery for USPS. Actually, she did use USPS informed delivery. The article doesn't state much more. So sorry for coughing. I am recovering from COVID still, all that good stuff. So that's why I have the coughs coming up and down from time to time. Yes, and a Chanel bag is clearly more than $500. POSHMARK does too, over a certain dollar value. So POSHMARK is the new Vestiaire. Yeah, I mean, of course. Facebook ads are famous for these scams. Don't buy anything from a Facebook ad, says Bible. Black Noise says, don't high-value sales go through the POSHMARK distribution center? Yes, I don't know, but her bag was $400. So I guess it was under that limit. And in fact, she did claim, allegedly also, that because she sent a request for $400 and it was accepted, she actually allegedly said, my alarm flags should have gone up already, because if it's too good to be true, it probably is. That bag was too cheap to begin with, because if they accepted $400 and it can go not through the Yeah, if it goes over $500, says Gwen, it gets sent to Poshmark first and then to the buyer. Well, she alleges to have paid $400. So there you have it. That explains that. Melanie says, I wonder if it is real. Is her story real? I do not know. The bag never existed. Because other proof that she found, thank you for actually bringing this up, was also mentioned in the article, allegedly, that she then looked for, and this also happened to me, by the way. I was so dumb that I didn't look it up first. She looked the pictures up from the bid or from the sales lot, right? And she found those same pictures of that same bag in auctions on other websites. So that person obviously stole those pictures and used them to fake the sale of a bag that that person never owned, allegedly, because they just stole pictures from another ad. And so that was another thing that she could use to prove to Poshmark that, like, hey, look, you can't sell the same bag in 4 different ads on different platforms. Something is terribly wrong here. So the bag probably never existed. That person just wanted the money and never sent the bag. In fact, that's why they just sent a letter. There was no bag to begin with, says Gwen. Exactly. I think that's the gist. Oh, same pics. Yes, never had a bag. Right, T-Pal. Exactly, never had a bag. I see many luxe designer items on Poshmark, but don't trust the authenticity of the items. That's a whole other can of worms, obviously. How do we know if they're authentic or not? Very hard to judge from pictures. Jesus says, buying things from secondhand websites is so scary nowadays. They even have fake reviews and everything. It's crazy. Michael G says, always do a Google reverse image search. Thank you, Michael. That is also something that I've learned the hard way once I've been tricked. I also got my money back. It was through eBay. eBay is terrible. Really very, very scary. Be very, very careful. And this is also ultimately why a lot of people always ask me, like, Dacob, where do you get your secondhand stuff? Like, which websites would you recommend us? I always say I wouldn't recommend you any of them. They're all terrible, and you could get scammed on each and every one of them. And I don't want to be responsible later because you're going to say, oh, Dacob, you told us to go there. That's why I always say, I'm not recommending anything, because on each one of these websites, I have had terrible experiences. I've also had good ones, but also really bad ones. So you got to really be clever. Do your research. Do not jump into purchasing anything. Think it through. Research the seller. Research the pictures. Do that reverse Google image search of the pictures to see if they're in any other auctions or biddings or websites. And just try to pay in a way that you're protected. I don't know, either through credit card or something. Because also paying with PayPal, I've had some terrible experiences with that as well, where they just did not want to accept my claim. And that was also bad. So just be very cautious, you guys. Stay safe. Subscribe to my channel. Never give up on love. And subscribe.